Did you hear about the lash artist that is having to report her client to the state board? So basically, this client contacted this lash artist like back in March and said, hey, I need to get a fill. She came in and her lashes look like this. And if you are someone who gets your lashes done, you know that this is not a fill. This is a full set kind of situation. A fill, you have the majority of your lashes left, at least half usually, and you're just getting the holes filled in. But this is not a fill. When she comes in this very first time, she not only needs like a full set, not a fill, but she also wouldn't let her wash her lashes, which is strange. She said her lashes were like covered in mascara and all kinds of stuff that she probably needed to be washing off before she put on new lashes, but she wouldn't let this lash tech wash her lashes. So then this client texts her a few days later and she's like, hey, I need to come back in. My lashes aren't lasting. They're falling out. Can you fix this for me? And that's pretty normal. A lash tech will usually give you a couple days after your session to come back in and have anything fixed that may have fallen out too quickly or things like that. So when the client came back in to get this fixed, the lash tech noticed that this client had been pulling out her lash extensions. And I've heard this from several lash techs that they can tell when you're like fucking with your lashes and they're not just falling off on their own. And she charged her $30 for basically more than a fill again. And then the client does this 4 or 5 more times, like goes back, says something like 5 days later, is like, I need you to fix these. She didn't charge her like a squeeze-in fee, which most lash artists do now. And she was like, I was only charging her like $30-$40. She finally told her after, I think she said the 4th or 5th time, that she was like, listen, I may not be the lash tech for you. I think maybe you just need to go find someone else because for some reason, like this isn't working between us. She said the final straw for her was when the client texted her right after she had just come in again and was like, I'm coming tomorrow. She texted her at 1 a.m. and was like, I'm coming tomorrow. You have to fix this one eye. I'm coming tomorrow. She said she woke up, she saw it, and she was like, I'm fucking busy. So she hadn't texted her back. And the client starts blowing her up, sent her like 5 different text messages and was like, you have to get me in today. I have to come in today. I have to get this fixed. And she's like, I don't have time. I'm fully booked today. I can't squeeze you in. Like, I can't do it. So at this point, 5 more days go by and she hasn't heard anything else from this client. So I imagine she's like super fucking relieved until she gets an alert from Google that she just got a 1-star review on her Google business account. So of course she thinks it's this client and she sends her this text. You can pause to read it. It's long. The client denies that she left this Google review and she did it under like a fake name. So now the lash artist is trying to figure out who this client is and like what their legit name is. So she Googles her phone number. And when she Googles the phone number, it pulls up another lash artist. And it pulls up this lash artist's Instagram. So she tries to click into it and she's blocked. She ends up getting her business partner to go look at this Instagram account. And she's like, girl, these are all fake photos of lashes. Like they found all of them on Google Images. And this is not, she's not even like posting her real work. So then, not only that, she realizes that this person has gone and followed every single person that the lash tech is following and continues to do it even now. So when she follows new people, even now, this other lash tech, not just a client, but a different lash tech, is going through who she's following and following all these new people. So the original lash tech calls out this ex-client / lash tech and is telling her like, hey, it ends up calling her and calls her out. And she's like, why are you being so weird? This is so not okay. I don't understand why you're doing all of this. Ends up figuring out her real name and then looks her up on the licensing and figures out she doesn't even have a license. She's not even licensed to do lashes. Oh, this other lash tech posed as a client has been harassing the original lash tech, has been harassing her, stalking her, messaging her, leaving her shitty reviews. And then on top of all of that, this lash tech ends up going into the hospital and some of her clients like look for someone else to go to for a fill while she's in the hospital. At least that's what I gathered from it. And somehow they ended up finding this other lash tech and they went to her for their fill while the original lash tech was in the hospital. And while they were getting their lashes done from her, she talked shit about the original one the whole time. So the original one was like, that's it. I'm reporting her to the state board. I've had enough of this. She's so weird. I don't understand what her goal is here, why she's doing this. But yeah, isn't that crazy? When she said that she was another lash tech, I was like, what?